Hey Karen, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I am going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer, color 6052, and a 55 eye size. Let's go ahead and take it out of its original packaging. Here's your RayBan case, your RayBan frame, your RayBan cleaning cloth. I will put that back in there. And this is how RayBan sends it to me. This is the black crystal. They send it to me with a little plastic sleeve on there so your temple does not get scratched during shipping. If they think that's a good idea, well, by golly, I'm going to put one on the other side when I ship to you so you'll be twice protected. So let me pull all this off. These are your original glass lenses that come in there. I'm going to take out your heavy glass lenses, and I'm going to cut very lightweight, unbreakable prescription lenses to take their place. Now I'm putting your frame into my Santanelli LE1000 patternless edger. Yes, your Italian frames are being cut in an Italian machine. This thing runs $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one. It has just finished tracing the right lens. It is now tracing the left lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. So I'm going to pull up the shape of your frame. Your pupillary distance is 68. Let me just double check that. Yes, so I'm going to put in your pupillary distance of 68 millimeters. This is a polycarbonate lens that I'm cutting for a Xyle frame, which is an old school name for plastic. Now, let's see. Your right lens is minus 175, minus 175 at 168. I'm going to take your lens out of its protective wrapper. I'm going to spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 168. Your power is minus 175, so I'm going to put the power drum at minus 175. Put your lens in and rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Clamp that down. Test for your astigmatism. That comes in clearly too, and I'm going to put some red dots on your lens. I'm going to darken those so you can see them. One dot there, and one dot there, and this is the right lens. What that does is give me a 180 meridian, so I know how to lay everything out perfectly, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 180, and you're a minus 150, minus 250, so here's 150. Put your lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Check your cross curve, which is also the astigmatism, and I'll explain all that in just a minute. Get everything lined up perfectly, put some dots on there. Darken those dots. For those of you keeping score at home can watch all this, and that is the left lens. The reason why I need that straight line is if I put this down on a graph, this straight line here, or any of these straight lines, it just shows me how to orient it so it goes in there perfectly. So this block is what's going to stay on the lens while it is cutting. It's what holds it in place, so I'm going to put the block there. And I've got a little sticky-sided 3M double-sided adhesive. I'm going to stick that on the block, pull the tape away, giving me sticky on that side, and I'm going to get everything lined up. Essentially what you cannot see is I have an optical crosshair. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal, and I make sure these lines are lined up perfectly in there. Let's do the same thing for the left lens. Get my double-sided little sticky pad, stick that on there, pull away that side, get everything lined up perfectly, and let's start cutting some lenses. That is the left lens, so let's do the right. I'm going to put this in and hit start. The calipers are going to close. Actually, the clamp's going to close, and the calipers are going to come down and trace the shape of your right lens first. It's going to trace it onto the concave side of the lens first, which is closest to your eyelashes. And then it's going to scoot over and trace the shape of on the convex side of the lens, using the calipers to measure the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to put the bevel onto the lens. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom. It is that lighter color wheel on the left. It is like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away most of that material. And then this wheel in the center with that little channel, that valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now I will have to close the door, but for now I just want you to see as your lens touches down on the cutting wheel. Now your lenses are the polycarbonate material. It is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is bulletproof up to 22 caliber. Yes, your lenses are bulletproof, and it has ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B protection. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. This whole process takes about 15 minutes. It's now 8:26 on Wednesday, May 7th. 74 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina, at least according to my Samsung Gear 2 watch. If you notice, it's still completely flat at the edges. Now it's like a nickel. It could stand up on its own. Now it's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. There is water running in the background, as you can see, but polycarbonate cuts dry. Ooh, look at that. There's some good optical sawdust on there. Look at that. Look at that. Wash my hand off again. Hopefully I didn't get water onto the lens. Let me dry everything off. Sorry about that. But in just a moment, water will kick in. Look at that. And it's going to wash away some of that optical debris that's around the edge of your lens. Polycarbonate cuts dry up until this stage, where plastic and high index lenses cut wet. Always love when I can pick that off of the lens while it's cutting. Gives me something to do. You know, it's the little things in life. The little things, I tell you. So Karen in Seattle, Washington, you get a chance to see how your prescription lenses are made. Of course, you buy the frame for $130 and you get free clear single vision lenses. So your lens is almost done. I just want to dry it off so it's not slippery here on live TV if I drop it. And you still have a little bit of rough edges there, so I'm going to use the hand stone, which is over here. It's completely flat. I can put my hand on it while it's running. And the friction causes my finger to get warm, but that same friction allows me to put the safety bevel, which means I've just smoothed out those rough edges. I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape away. It is called Schwarf. That is optical debris. And once that is off the edge of your lens, and I do this so much that I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. My friends call it my occupational thumbnail. But once it's all off your lens and onto the counter, I carefully wipe it on the floor. And this is where I say I love to do this. And I say, kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess. So stay in school and be like me. So I'm going to see if this fits, and I'll be shocked if it does. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner and then push down at the nose. It is still too large. So I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off of your lens and hit retouch. Now, it's not going to go onto the cutting wheel. It's going to bypass the cutting wheel and go straight to the bevel wheel. 1/10 of a millimeter is the distance between my thumbnails. I'm going to take 1/10 of that distance until this fits in. Now, I am wearing color 6053, which is the blue and crystal. You ordered the black and crystal. I'm wearing the blue and crystal today because it matches my blue shirts with white pinstripe. Now, I wear this frame in 10 colors, and every day I pop my lens out and I put it into a different color depending on what I'm wearing that day. My wife is jealous because I get to accessorize when I get dressed now. Now, you are receiving a RayBan cleaning cloth, but I'm also going to throw in one of mine with instructions on how to care for your RayBan case and microfiber cleaning cloth so it will last you for years. No other seller does that. I also include a photo request, a selfie request, if you will, for you to take your picture while wearing these so I can put your picture on the website. A few years ago, I started taking pictures of my patients when they came to pick up their glasses, and now I have thousands of pictures of smiling faces on various digital picture frames in my office. I want to do the same thing for the website, so Karen, please send me a selfie of you while you're wearing these. It helps me identify with everyone that I ship to, because I am a people person. I just miss all that when I have to ship stuff. So real quick, back to the handstone, back to the safety bevel. I'm going to eliminate that counter and just drop it straight on the floor this time. Kids, stay in school. Okay, so let's see if it fits now. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, then using my thumbs, I press down. It's still got a little bit of give, so I want to take it down another 1/10 of a millimeter and hit retouch. I told you this would take about 15-20 minutes. Once I get the size correct on the right lens, I'm going to flip it over and cut the left. I have programmed the machine so it starts off just a little bit large. Now the 52 eye size that I wear is a piece of cake. It goes in every time. The 55 has a deeper bevel onto the frame. And the reason why I don't want to force it in there is when it's too tight, it will cause the frame to misshapen and get deformed. Plus, if you think about this as a gutter, if I force it in there, if it's too large, it's going to cause the frame to roll, which will affect the cosmetic conditioning of the frame. And I just want everything to last you for years and years, because years from now, when you need a new prescription, I can send you lenses only, and you'll be able to pop them in yourself just because you've seen this video. And of course, I'll cut you new lenses for you and show you how to insert them, which I'm going to do as soon as these are the correct size. Such customer service, such service. Who else gives you that kind of service? And by the way, did I mention all this for free? You buy the frame, you get free prescription lenses, you get the free video, you get the free microfiber cleaning cloth, free instructions on how to care for your case and cleaning cloth so it'll last you for years, free photo request, and free shipping. What more do I have to do? Okay, I could juggle. Do a little song and dance routine. Hey! Okay, alright, stop. Back to work. Back to work. Okay. See, I couldn't charge for that. No one would pay to see me dance. Real quick, back to the handstone, back to the safety bevel, back to dropping that on the floor, and let's see if it fits now. I'm going to tuck this in at the outside corner closest to me, then using my thumbs, I press down. Now it snaps in easily. I'm going to flip this over and cut the left lens, and then I will go, and as this is cutting, I will continue to work on your right lens while the left lens is cutting. Just like before, it's going to come down, and this time it's going to trace the shape of your left lens onto the concave side of the lens first, and then it's going to move over and trace the convex side of the lens. Did I say convex before? I meant to say concave. This is the concave, which is closest to your eyelashes. This is the convex, which sits away from the face. This is the cutting wheel, and this is the little piggy that goes wee 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 all the way home. Speaking of the Geico commercials, is it just me? But I love that new commercial that's boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. So while that is cutting, I'm going to take this block off. It is no longer needed. I'm going to pull that off, pull this sticker off. I do want to dry the lens. I'm going to leave these red dots on here because I'll need to measure at the end, but for now your prescription is 168, so I'm going to spin that back to 168. Put it in exactly over the red dot, and now I'm going to measure, and I'm getting perfect. This is minus 175. I'm going to check your astigmatism correction. Perfect at minus 350. If you add minus 175 and minus 175, you get 350. Now speaking of which, your right eye reads minus 175, minus 175 at 168. Your left lens is minus 150, minus 250 at 180. The unit of measurement in the optical field is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. Everything is in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. You need 7 steps of correction for your right eye. You need 7 steps of correction for astigmatism. Now this first number gets everything the correct size. With your glasses off, everything is actually magnified larger than it really is. When you put your glasses on, it shrinks things down to the correct size. So this number gets everything the correct size. This makes everything the correct shape. Astigmatism makes the numbers 6s and 8 look alike, the letters P and F. And there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like someone has straight hair, someone has curly hair. It just means your eye is not perfectly round. So your left eye reads minus 150, minus 250. So you only need 6 steps of correction for your left eye to get everything the correct size. But you need 10 steps of correction for the astigmatism. That's what makes everything so blurry. That's why headlights at night have a halo effect or a starburst pattern. Driving at night is not fun for you in your left eye, I can tell you that. But with these new lenses, all that's going to be corrected. So let me pull this out, and your left lens, as soon as that finishes, it will be ready to go. while this is doing that, I'm going to trace. I sold a pair of lenses a second ago, non-prescription, just clear lenses for the 55. Actually, you know what? That's the same as yours, so I don't need to trace that because this is the black rubber version that I'm using as a template. But I'm going to dry this off. I was looking at my watch because this building closes at 9, and I've got one more pair of lenses to cut after this. So let's remove that. You know what? My wife hates it when I drop it on the floor. Sorry, honey. So I'm going to stand over the trash can and do it here because honestly, who has time to go from here to here in the course of a workday? I'm way too busy. So again, I'm going to, let me take that frame out of there since it's not needed. But I'm going to tuck your lenses in the outside corner, and then using my thumbs, press down, it snaps in perfectly. I'm going to take this block off, dry everything off again. Where's my cloth? Where's my cloth? Now I'm going to check, spin the axis wheel back to 180, and you're reading minus 150, minus 250. I'm going to put that in. I am getting minus 150 perfectly. And the total combined power is minus 4. If I add 150 and 250, I get minus 4. We're reading that. Your pupillary distance is 68. That's why I kept the red dots on there. I'm going to place the 0 value over your right lens, and when I hold it up over the left, you can see 68 millimeters. So that is cut perfectly. I want to clean those dots off of your lenses now. So I'm going to use my optical grade acetone and clean everything off. Now, every optical shop, well, 99% of all optical shops do free adjustments. But before I ship it to you, I want to make sure it's in standard alignment in a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I place this on the counter to make sure there's no wobble. I have one ear that's higher than the other, so mine wobble when you press down on one side. Now, yours do not wobble. I flip them over, press down, same thing. I make sure that each temple overlaps perfectly. And it does with the same amount of tension on each side. Now, if anyone out there has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or just click the contact me button on the website. Karen in Seattle, Washington, I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made. And everyone out there got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.